Welcome back to the Humane Educational Society channel. Today we're going to talk about dog enrichment and show you some different enrichment that you can do at home with your own dogs. Or if you work in a shelter setting, you can use these low-cost ideas for the dogs in your care. Enrichment prevents boredom, lowers anxiety, reduces destructive behaviors, and just makes a happier, healthier dog. There are so many ways to give your dog enrichment, so much so that it can feel overwhelming to know where to start. In this video, we're going to show you a handful of low-effort, high-reward enrichment for your dog that is quick, cheap, and great for your pup at home or for making in large batches for shelter dogs that can keep them occupied in their kennels and provide stress relief. Keep in mind, while some of these may require items to purchase up front, their reusability makes them a great investment. Let's start with the classic that we've all probably seen, the Kong. We've all seen Kongs stuffed with peanut butter, but we also recommend freezing the stuffed Kong for a longer lasting puzzle that will keep your dog occupied for longer as they work to get the goodies out of the toy. Peanut butter is pretty high in calories though, so you'll want to be careful of how often you give this to your pet. You can switch up what you stuff in the Kong for some low calorie alternatives, such as plain Greek yogurt. Here at HES, we'll even mix things up and give the dogs some stuffed Kongs with like plain mashed potatoes mixed in with their kibble and other fun stuff like that. So just feel free to get creative, but make sure what you give your dog is actually safe for them to eat. For a cheaper alternative to Kongs, you can make stuffed cardboard tubes. What you'll need for this includes clean toilet paper or paper towel rolls, peanut butter, a spoon or utensil, and some treats if you'd like to throw those in too. So you're going to start off by folding one end of the tube into itself to seal it, sort of like a milk carton. Then you can fill it as much as you'd like with some peanut butter. Toss in some treats and fold up the other side to close it. We recommend freezing these for about 24 hours for maximum effectiveness. These are great, especially for shelters who might not have the budget for dozens of Kong toys for all their dogs to hand these out for some in-kennel enrichment. You just have to have your staff or your volunteers start collecting the cardboard rolls from home and you'll end up with an endless supply. Also, don't worry if your dog ends up eating pieces of the cardboard, they'll likely pass them without issue. But if you're able to take the cardboard away after they've had their fun with it, that's even better. Okay, so next we're gonna do another peanut butter favorite that we use pretty much weekly here at the shelter, peanut butter frisbees. This is gonna be another in-kennel enrichment that you can use when your dog is in their kennel or their crate, and it's perfect for shelter dogs, and you'll see why. You will likely have to buy some supplies for this one, but like I said in the beginning, the reusability of these is great, and it really just makes for a good investment. So what you'll need for this enrichment item is cheap plastic frisbees, a carabiner, peanut butter, a spreader of some sort, and some small treats. We like to use little training treats here, or sometimes even just plain Cheerios are perfect for this. So the carabiner is really important for this project. You'll want to cut a hole in the top of your frisbee and put the carabiner through it so that it can hang. Next, you're going to spread a generous amount of peanut butter onto the inside of the frisbee. Then you're just going to sprinkle it with some treats. We're going to go ahead and use Cheerios here. And then after it's done, you can just pop this into the freezer overnight, or you can go ahead and just give it to your dog now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna clip the carabiner to the outside of the dog's kennel so that it's a little more challenging for them to get to it, but they still have access. They'll go to town on this enrichment puzzle. Our shelter dogs absolutely love it. We like to call it the dance of the frisbees because it's just a completely silent kennel hallway and all you see are the frisbees just bouncing around as the dogs are looking at them. It's super cute. And then these are super easy to wash afterwards, and you can just keep reusing them again and again. The next thing is going to be puzzle games. This is another one that may require you to buy some equipment, but once you have it, you won't really need to get any more. There's literally hundreds of dog puzzle toys that you can buy on the internet or in pet stores or even at like your local Walmart or something will likely carry at least some version. The goal of these puzzles is to wear out your dog's brain. So think about when you have like a mentally taxing day at work or at school and how tired you are afterward. It's the same for dogs, but thankfully it doesn't actually take that much to get their brains working hard. As long as you make it fun with treats, they're gonna have a good time and be tired afterward. Puzzle games like these engage your dog's mind and their foraging instincts, and they'll be so happy and mentally stimulated afterwards, and it's pretty fun and cute to watch their little brains go to work. This next enrichment game is great for anxious dogs because it's a sensory toy and a puzzle game. We call these busy bowls, and we use them here for dogs at the shelter that need a little extra enrichment because either they can't seem to shut their anxious brains off, or they're just like the kind of dog that needs a little bit more mental stimulation throughout the day to feel relaxed. To make busy bowls, you'll need a preferably metal dog bowl, some rubber toys, and just a bunch of random treats. You'll take your treats and toys and toss them into the bowl. You can also throw in maybe a couple splashes of like low sodium chicken broth or beef broth, maybe a few smears of peanut butter if you want to. There's not really a wrong way to do this, and it'll just depend on what your dog likes and what motivates them the most. When you're done with that, you're gonna fill the bowl with water pretty much to the top and then just pop it into the freezer overnight or however long it takes to completely freeze over. And then what you're gonna be left with is a block of ice with their favorite items inside. So just hand that over to your dog and they can spend literally hours licking it. Not only is this a puzzle for them to work out, but it's relatively low calorie because it's mostly just water, and the constant licking is actually really soothing for dogs. So when dogs lick, it releases feel-good hormones, endorphins, that calms their mind and lowers stress levels. Next up is scent enrichment. There's a lot of different ways to go about with dealing with scent enrichment, so we'll just show you a couple of easy ones here. What you're gonna need for scent enrichment is a toy or maybe an old towel or a blanket, a spray bottle, some pet-safe scents like some essential oils, or even some hunting scents like rabbit, deer, raccoon. Today we're actually gonna be using a fox scent. So a little goes a long way for this, and you're gonna want to dilute the scent with water. It'll make it last longer too. We have actually been using the same package of scents that we bought like over 2 years ago, and we still have a lot left, and we use it pretty frequently, if that tells you how long these actually can last for you. So it's a really good investment. So you're gonna spray the toy kind of minimally with the scent because it doesn't take much for your dog to pick up on it. And then you can either present it to your dog or just let them like go find it for themselves. Sniffing, especially new, exciting smells, is a premier form of mental enrichment because it fulfills a key natural canine instinct. It's a brain exercise, it's a stress reducer, and it just makes them happy. Dogs have up to 3 million scent receptors and devote a lot of brain power to decoding smells. It's an amazing enrichment for them, and you'll see how invested they get, trust me. You can use this method to take your dog on dedicated scent walks, or what we like to call sniffaries, by placing scented objects around a walking area or just simply spraying the scent on the ground, like throughout a walking trail or something like that you take your dog on, and just let them sniff it out. And it's super stimulating. They seem to really, really love it. So the last form of enrichment that we're going to cover is one that not a lot of people think of as enrichment, and that's obedience training. Training with your dog not only forms a stronger bond between the two of you, but it also allows your dog to problem solve, learn, and it requires a lot of intense mental focus. Just like physical exercise, mental exercise drains them just the same, and maybe even more so for some dogs. If your dog has already mastered the basics of sit, stay, calm, down, you can start getting more advanced. We're going to be covering different obedience skills in an upcoming video, so you can check back for that later. Thanks for watching. We hope you and your dog can have some fun together using these enrichment ideas. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this.